Who's also standing for Division 5. Please make Hilton welcome.
I'm not going to PowerPoint you to death either. My name's Hilton Travis, or Travis Hilton. I don't really care which way. Both names are on the ballot form, so I will take whichever way you vote. I've been on McLean Island for the last 4.5 years. I moved over there to escape a domestic violence situation, like a lot of people on the islands have done. I'll let you know right now, I'm really open. I don't hide anything. If you have a look at my Facebook page, you'll find some pretty rude words on there, but I get very passionate about things. I do get very vocal about things as well. And I've made the decision, a lot of people said I need to cut stuff out of my Facebook page. I've made the decision not to do that because I don't think that's very open. And what we're missing in council is openness. We need people who will spend time in the community, represent the community, understand what the community wants and bring that to council, and that's not what we're seeing right now. So I'm a self-employed, been in IT for 30 and too many years. Run my own business. I was selected by Microsoft back in 2008, I think it was, to represent the entire small business specialist community, which is all the IT people who deal with the small businesses in Australia. Which is pretty good. There's about 3,000-4,000 S&D IT providers, so I was representing them to America. Microsoft didn't realise that I was answering directly to Microsoft America, not to Australia, so they kind of bit off a bit more than they could chew, because I said things that they didn't really like to hear, but they needed to hear, so that was really good. Again, I don't mind saying things. So I'm an active community member. I spend a lot of time working with 0 to 8 children. I don't have children myself, but I don't think that should stop me from working with our future, because that's who our future is. I do a lot of work with the aged people as well. We've got, on Cindy, our average age is 57, 58 and 59 across all 4 islands. At the last census, the Australian average was 38. So our community is significantly older. So the issues that Anne brought up before with the roads, the dust, the silicosis with the road surfacing, it's quite severe. It's a lot more severe in the case where you've got a lot of old people and a lot of people who are in a lower socioeconomic situation. So they don't have the money, they don't have the resources, they don't have the private health to be able to cover a lot of that. One thing we are hearing a lot from other areas other than Division 5 is that we're asking for special treatment. If you consider surfacing roads special treatment, then I suppose we're asking for special treatment. If you consider putting drainage in special treatment, then okay, we're asking for special treatment, but it's the same special treatment everybody else in this LGA has already received. So one of the things I've been working with the 0 to 8s is working on community engagement, community involvement, and a community-led program where we're working with various local government, state government and federal government departments and a bunch of non-government organisations, so service providers. And we're getting them to change the way they deliver programs. Most of the time the government comes into an area and says, hey, we've got this water cache, there you go, this is what we want you to do with it. It's not what the community wants. What we're doing is we're getting together with the community, talking to the community, spending a lot of time, 1,000+ conversations with community members in the 0 to 8 space, but it carries across the board. And we're having the government departments and the NGOs talk to us and say, look, we've got this money, we've got this program we're looking at doing, how would you like to have that delivered? Which is a really, really good change. It's very unusual for us to have somebody come to us and ask us how the community wants to do something. And that's very much what I'd like to see across the whole of the Redlands, especially in Division 5. Now, the one thing we've also had with Division 5 is it's probably the most divided division in council. We've got Redland Bay and the islands, and we're both told to hate each other. And I don't know why we hate each other. We've got to park in front of your driveways right now, which annoys us, probably not quite as much as it annoys you, from what I'm hearing. But we've got to do that because we don't have a plan. The plan that's there now doesn't work. The plan that's currently in place isn't going to work. It's not going to provide car parks for the constantly growing population on the islands. If council wants the population to grow, they've got to provide resources to build. It's that simple. The shoreline development, where are they going to catch their public transport through? How are they going to get out? With the road situation we've got now, that's not good. We can't get out of Redland Bay now in less than 20 minutes in the morning. So how are we going to do it with another 800 apartments over here and turn to harbour 3,600 apartments in a wildlife sanctuary? I mean, really? It's just not right. And I'm not going to say much more on that. I completely disagree with it. I'm a wildlife rescuer and carer and have been for years. So I moved to the Redlands, as I said, to get away from the DV situation, but it's a green area. It's an area that people move to because it's a little quieter than the city. It's a little quieter than the Gold Coast. But our council's trying to make us the northern end of the Gold Coast, and that's not what we expect. We've got a stylised koala as our logo until they change it, because we don't have a koala population, as Claire said. We don't have a koala population here anymore. We're getting koalas corridors that have been disrupted by housing estates. How is that a corridor anymore? It's a tiny patch where 2 koalas can live until they die. That's all. It's wrong. I also do bat rescue, so for anybody who hates bats, I'm your man. So I'm going to talk you out of hating bats, but not tonight, where I've got a whole pile of pictures of cute little bats up there. Just trying to think what else I want to do. Yeah, we need to improve the infrastructure on Simbi, and there's a lot of people saying they want a bridge on there. I think that will happen somewhere down the track when the population is much bigger and we're all dead, I'd say. But we need to increase the infrastructure on there, the roads, the drainage, the street lights along where the footpaths don't exist yet. So we get footpaths all the way. We've got footpaths everywhere else. Why can't we get footpaths on the island? I mean, again, are we asking for special treatment, or are we asking for the same thing? We need a lot more work done in Redland Bay to make sure that this division isn't as divided as it is. I mean, we all live in the same division. We're all the same people. Why would our council, from my perspective, seems to like to divide the two sides is beyond me. As I said, I'm a big believer in community. I think community can come up with solutions to things. We can only do that if the council's willing to sit down and talk to community and spend time face to face and work out what's needed. And then once we can figure out which way forward, we then present that to council. The way I'm going to do that is the way I've done everything in my life, is get very loud about it. So if I think we need to do something, and it's not my call what we do, it's the community's call what we do. I'm a representative of the community. If I get elected, I'm a councillor. I'm not the person whose ideas is what gets put forward into government. That's not the way it works. We sit down, we talk to people, we find out what we want to do, we work our way forward, we make sure the community's all okay with it, and then we put that to council and have it voted on. And we see what happens with the vote. And if we constantly get knocked back, then we need to work ways to do that better and make sure we can get things. We're here to make life better for people now. We're here to make life better for people, not just over the next term, but over the next half dozen terms. So our kids can grow up. We keep having babies. That's fine. We need to have a place for them to live. Yes, we need development. We need to have sustainable development. We need to have development that fits in with the area that we've moved to. There's green stuff and there's animals. Why are we getting rid of the green stuff? Why are we getting rid of the animals? Why are we destroying rainforests and wetlands? It just makes sense. In the interest of being open, I'm an atheist. A lot of people disagree with that. I don't care. I'm also a humanist chaplain, which means I'll talk to people. I don't care what their religious beliefs are. I don't care if they're drug users. I don't care who they are and what issues they've got. I'm happy to talk to people. Because we need to find out from everybody who lives here where the issue points are, what the problems are, and how we can make life better for everybody who's here and everybody who's going to be here. As I said, we're going to keep having babies, we're going to keep wanting our children to live here if they like the area, but we need to leave an area that we want our children to live in, and I don't see that necessarily happening unless we have a government change. It needs to happen from the top, from the mayor, and also from councillors. We need councillors who want to make this place a place that we want to live in. Thank you.